Yo, welcome to the lounge. It's the Attitude Lounge where the vibe is strong. You can't go wrong. Tune in, sit back, let the good vibes flow. The Attitude Lounge is the place to grow. With the knowledge and the flow, get your mindset right. Time to elevate your life. Step into the lounge and reset your mind. Living all peace and letting passion stream. Entrepreneurs, artists making it thrive. Lehigh Valley's got the spirit alive. Live a life well lived through the magic of doing what you love.
All right. So, welcome back. You are officially in the lounge. And I am your host, Attitude. This is important that I acknowledge that this is not a podcast where we provide professional advice. Rather, it's a space, a creative space to share stories, to share journeys, to build community, as well as celebrate those who love what they do. And so today we're celebrating Taisha, better known as Tai, founder of Earthshine Holistics.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here, man. Yeah, I'm so happy. I know you have like a story to tell because we all do. And I think it's important. I always feel, we were chatting before we started recording, but, that I realized, in my retirement age that there's more to life than just work, and yes, of course, we have to make a living and, there's bills to get paid,
Right.
but you should also be able to do something that you love.
Absolutely.
You should balance your life and be able to do that. And, you're an entrepreneur. And I think that's so important to acknowledge because in my life, I used to kind of like advise, when I worked, people who went to college, and those who were involved in entrepreneurship, I would say, oh, go get a business degree. But it's important to know that you don't need a business degree to be an entrepreneur.
You don't, not today.
No. And everybody's journey is different with entrepreneurship, because there's so many little intricate parts of what you have to do. And so I'm just excited, where your journey started. Where did you where was that moment where you're like, I want to do this. This is important to me. And I know sometimes, you don't figure everything out that moment. It just, you continue to build upon something. As I did, when I launched this podcast and I'm still learning.
Right.
But yes, I want to hear your story. I want to hear your journey.
Okay, well, like you said, entrepreneurship is definitely a journey. You never really know where it's gonna take you. And you kind of just get this spark, this idea, this calling even, and it's up to you if you're gonna jump on that call and go for it, or just gonna let it just go in the back of your head over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of happened to me. I had my daughter when I was 20, so I was a young mother. I was working corporate. I was in HR. I worked HR majority of my career. So I was working a lot of corporate. I worked at a distribution center for a while. So it was like wild hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because for like rush seasons and like peak seasons, they require you to have like overtime and stuff like that. So
I know what it's like to work all those long hours. Yes.
yeah, so a lot of those hours were hours that were taken away from my daughter. So like in those processes and those things, it just accumulated, and I was like, I really don't want to miss out more on my daughter's life. But also during my journey, it was mostly because I went deeper into like finding myself, and I had a lot of anxiety due to like the workload and just society pressures and being a young mom and everything else on top of that. So I went into like holistic living, and I started working with essential oils. I've loved lavender since I was a little girl. So that was my first one that I worked with. And I actually had a friend that she lived in New York, and we started our own spray. So we started our own spray together, and we would
like a mist. You
yes,
kind of embrace it and bring it in.
como si fuera un baño, like a bath.
Sí,
So
okay,
we would
okay.
have like a pot. We would put all waters and flowers and essential oils, and strain it and spray it, and we would use it, for like our meditation and just like intention setting. And we like sold it on Instagram for a bit, but then we both went like into momhood and we like geared off. She went more into like her professional because she went to like university and she had her degree. So she wanted to explore more on that end, and she's doing a phenomenal job. And I'm honestly
Shout
really
out,
proud
shout
of
out.
shout out to Marielle. You're doing a great job. And honestly, I'm really great. I'm grateful for that journey because it piqued that interest and I found myself a little deeper through that. And she sees my stuff nowadays, and like it's just crazy how one person, one interaction, any little thing in your life can like gear you off into something that you never even imagined.
Yes.
And it's like that's what entrepreneurship is. Like you just go into one thing and just figuring it out little by little. Like I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that I wanted to create a spray and I wanted to create intention, and I just grew with my line of products. Like my products grew with me in a sense.
Girl, I'm gonna say, like, I have one of her products right here. Like, it's a soap. I'm about to go on a trip, and I bought this soap so I can take it with me. So
yes, that's the
it's
Grace soap.
Grace. Yes,
That's the most popular scent. Everybody loves
just
that
love
one.
it. I love it.
Yeah, that one's like to wake you up, to energize you, to bring the focus. So it has the rosemary and orange in there. But yeah, it started with a spray, and I obviously didn't go full force because I was still at work. But later on, I just found my partner and we went into our own healing journey together. And I just decided that I can't shut that thing up. You know what I mean? Like it was still nagging at me, like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have this vision. And the vision got clearer and brighter and bigger. And even right now, it scares me because it's so big. And I'm like, I grew so much, but like, how am I going to get up there? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, but I don't have to know the how.
Right.
I just have to know that it is and is here and now. You know, this is a step in that direction.
Yeah.
I'm doing my first interview with you on a podcast. Like, that's growth. I didn't know I was ever going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, we don't know where this is going to take me, and who sees this and gets inspired or goes to my website and supports me, you know. And it's like those little wins, all those small wins accumulate, and that's how we really like get that sense of self-fulfillment. And it's all about, like we had spoken about, getting that sense of self-fulfillment and finding that joy through your craft, through your community, through just regular human interaction.
Amen, sister. This is preach on, man, preach. You know, yeah, I love that. I mean, I think everybody should go on a spiritual journey. I also talk about therapy. I feel like everybody should go to therapy.
Everybody, yes.
I think that's a daily thing, and I think that we can't put that healing process onto our friends. Our friends, they're great, but they are not professionals in that area, nor can they can give us advice, but their advice is based on whatever journey they're in. So it doesn't, it may not match up. And also, you don't want to put that burden on them. Rather, that's yours to carry and to figure out,
right.
And so, being intentional, because you not only create products, but you also have individual and group like breath
work.
Yes. And so I think, that's important. Sometimes, we're doing things, even like cleaning or bending down, and all of a sudden we're like holding our breath for no reason. And that's not a good thing.
And then you get like the survival side, like,
yes.
You finally take that big death because your body's like, I haven't had oxygen in so long. So it's like you get like that big like energy fulfillment inhale. And it's like, if we grow our awareness into our regular breathing cycle, whatever that rhythm is, like throughout, like right now, if we just bring our awareness to like where our breath is and how our inhale sits,
to breathe.
And not forget to breathe. Exactly. Because it's like we get so tense, and life is so, it's just life. Life is life.
It is. And honestly, breathing, coming from somebody who like suffers from chronic pain, breathing is very important. because it can, if you're not breathing the right way, or if you're just holding your breath too, that kind of stuff, which we do naturally,
And you hold it
unfortunately.
all up here.
We hold it in, and our pain gets more intense. Really, we don't realize that, but it does.
Yeah, because your body's not getting enough oxygen to all your body to the
Yes.
where it needs to go.
Yes.
So it's like if you are able to get it consistently and great quality, then like the rest of your body is able to like release and feel into the flow. So you don't have as much pain, or maybe just, mild pain, but
Yes.
not like that excruciating pain. Now that's tension, because now your body's tense and it's like now you have pain and tension,
Yes.
So like those two things. And
Yeah. There's actually hospitals who actually like have these type of services that people don't realize. But it's so great that somebody from the community can also provide this,
yes,
and that, we can connect with somebody from the community, because I think that's important, to be able to connect with one another, to be able to uplift each other.
right.
I keep saying, like, sometimes I see people, and, nothing against, like, big brands or anything like that. But, why don't you get your coffee at a local, like, business instead of, getting your coffee, like, somewhere else? I mean, not only are you helping that small business, but you're probably getting a better product.
Absolutely. And my friends can attest to this. If they're going to invite me out, they had to make sure that it has to be mom and pop shop or small family or something like that. Do not take me to your big corps, because I'm not going to go.
And that's the way it is. You got to hear,
Yes.
That's something that I also like I feel like in my older age, I've learned that that's where I go. I go support.
It's your dollar,
yes,
you have power in your dollar. And I want to go to sleep at night knowing that my power, my dollar fed somebody's family, fed somebody's dream, fueled somebody's inspiration, gave them creativity, whatever the case may be.
Well,
But
I love that.
keep that money in the community. You know what I mean? That's how our community is going to grow and thrive and not be taken over by more corp.
Yep. Help our mom and pop shops. Yes. Help our local businesses. Absolutely. I'm there with you. I love that.
I know. I see that.
I love that.
You're a big supporter. I definitely see that.
Yeah, that's something that I'm just like, and I feel like it was a calling. It was like, I need to do this and see what happens. I don't know.
Love it. Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it's just like, I'm actually like just sharing, on social media, like what I did and what I saw.
Like a recap of your day.
Yes, and how cool it was.
And then that recap is able to support and fuel them and share views and stuff and just.
Yeah. And I've seen where you do that too, because you deal with herbs as well. And so we need to we need to get into and dive into these individual things that you do. Because I got to tell you, when you have one of these sessions at home or wherever your shop is, where you're putting things together, invite me. I want to see the whole process. I think it's cool. So if you can, like, I would love to like be there and soak that in and see how all of that is in. I've spoken to some people when they do things like that, and it's like, when they're pouring into the product that they're building. It's
literally like a flow state.
Yes.
Literally a flow state. I'm in the middle of a big transition right now, and I was going to back out of today's interview because I didn't know how I was going to fit it in. But, if it's meant to be, it'll be, and that's why I'm here. And also,
I appreciate
having the
your
audacity
presence.
and also just respecting your time, So like, I was like, no, you just got to go ahead and do it. You're scared. It's all right. Just go and see what happens. But to that, I wanted to say I'm in the middle of a transition where I am moving to a new home. So I have a new home, and the business and the vending, my babies, work, and so many other things, trying to open the office for sessions. So it's like so many things moving at the same time. And I, for one of the events, I had to make some products. I had to make a scrub. So I was sleeping at my old house, and I left at like 3 a.m. to the new house. And I just set up the whole thing. I put my music on, and I had like, it was dark still. So the sun still didn't it was, it was dark. So I was just like vibing, and I went into a flow state, and I made my scrubs, and that's like the first scrub I ever made.
Oh,
And
that's so cool.
I was able to have it for the mom market, and just hearing people like they used it and they say that it was beautiful is because I put so much love and intention into that. It's been a product that I've been wanting to launch, but I wanted it to be perfect. You know, like I went through all the formulating in my brain and sourcing all the ingredients and the right blends and the right proportions, like for months. So it's like, yeah, I did it at 4 a.m. that day, but I had prepped for months for
Yeah.
that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's something that people don't see from entrepreneurship. You know,
Nope.
they only see the final product, and I'm here, you know, I'm standing, you know, in front of my tent, and I'm selling this, but you have no idea like all the work that went into it.
So the labels, the bottles, the ingredients, sourcing, formulating, trial, error, all that stuff, you know,
Yeah.
it just, there's so much that goes into it. And like,
And still being a mom, and still, you know, yeah, and still taking care of a household, you know,
yes,
and working, you
trying to
know.
balance it all. So like, that's where my holistic practices come into place, and they have kept me in a sinful place. I wouldn't say I'm perfect, because I'm not perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect.
Yeah.
We are all perfectly imperfect.
Yes.
But, you know, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm giving myself grace as much as I can. And I'm also learning to lean into those that want to support me. So like, hey, can you just watch the baby for like 2 hours so I can hyper focus on these boxes a little bit, or I can hyper focus and do some of my products and just bottle up some stuff. And them showing up for me fuels me, and I'm able to do those things. And then it's like, you know, like it feels good to be supported, but allowing people to support you, that's the first step. And I feel like community, that's where it is. It's like a lot of the times the society makes it seem like you can't lean onto your community, but that's kind of like what they want you to believe. But if you honestly take a step back and say, who are those quality people that are always open, or tell me that I can lean on them if I need them? Do I lean on them, or am I just carrying everything on myself and saying I don't have anybody?
Yeah.
Like, are you reaching out for help and not getting, or are you just saying you don't have help but you're not reaching out?
Yeah.
Because those are two different things.
Yes. Yeah, totally understand. There's been times in my life that I, you know, yeah, I did it all, right? That was it. I did it all, and I was okay doing it all. I wasn't going to ask for help. But then there came a time that I needed to ask for help. It was like required. I knew I couldn't do that, and I didn't want to put it on, let's say, when my mother was still alive. So like I'm a cancer survivor, so I had two different kind of cancer simultaneously. And so, and I had a little dog at the time, which, you know, she like was by me during chemo and all of that. But I had to lean onto like friends, in particularly my sorority sisters and some friends that, you know, it's like my dog needs to be walked and I can't do it, and I don't want to put that on my mother because she's not up for that, you know. And they all came, they all showed up, they all got a schedule going, and they all showed up. And so it's important to have, you know, those people that you trust, and that you know that they respect you.
Correct. Because it's like there's some people that are going to do it but are not going to do it with the best intentions.
Correct.
So like knowing what your intuition can see,
Yes,
those are the people you lean on.
yes.
But if you don't have that, then just try to figure out to the best you can. And there's also resources within the community that can help you and you can lean out to. And
yeah, because you can't do it all, but what you can do is be present in your life to know when you do need help. Be present in your life to know that, hey, you know, today is not, you know, how do you balance it, right?
Right.
Today is not entrepreneurship. Today is mommy.
Absolutely.
You know, or
today is me.
Yeah, today that's important.
Yes, because I cannot fill into their cup if my cup is empty.
Yes, that's something I had to learn too.
Yes.
You know, and one of the things I keep saying now is like, okay, I come first. My podcast comes second. And then if I have something to give, then, you know, I'll give. You know what I mean?
And because you know your balance.
Right.
That's your non-negotiables.
Right. Yeah, and giving it can be done in so many different ways, right? In so many different ways. Sometimes people don't realize that, you know. You can support people financially by saying, hey, here's $20. You can support people by like, taking care of your child while you're doing, your craft. And so there's so many ways, to be able to do that. So you started with this mist, right? And that led you to saying, I want a line, or did you say, I'm going to dabble in essential oils? And listen, this is like my world, because about, oh God, has it been? It's been 9 years. And about 9 years ago is when I started using essential oils. I started eating a little bit better, organic kind of stuff. But also like I've been using like just, soaps made by, just supporting local.
Yes.
And I love that. I love my soaps.
Yes, soaps are good. That's actually was the second one. So I started with the sprays, and I dabbled with the essential oils, and then I started with soaps. My first batch of soap was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a melt and pour soap. So it was like the one that you just melt and chop up and chop it up, melt, and then
okay.
put your essential oil, and then put it in molds, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sitting right with me. There's a lot
Then
of
vibe.
It wasn't vibing with my intention and with my
Yes.
brand that I was trying to create. Mostly because there's a lot of ingredients in there that you don't need to have for your soap. Like for regular soap, it's just literally oils, butter, lye, and oil, like essential oils if you want. You don't even have to put it. You could put it unscented. But the melt and pour, they have like all these other additives, and I can do without those things.
Yeah.
And I feel like my target audience wants to do without those things. So I dove into creating just cold processed soap, and I fell in love with it, honestly, because it's like I felt like a little scientist. You put your goggles on, you have to put gloves on, you have to put your apron on, you have to have long sleeves, because of the lye. Because if like it splashes on you, it can be like cause burns and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
So you have to be very
That's
cautious.
cool.
So I'm
I'm such a
literally a
nerd. I
little
want to like be able
scientist.
to do that.
Yeah, I'm a little scientist. I have my little like measuring pipes and all this stuff. Is so cute. So I literally have all my little gear on. I have my oils, my scales, and I'm weighing everything out and just seeing how it goes from your very hot lye to when you let it cool down to putting it with your oils, and how it immediately like clouds up and create like this creamy texture. And then when you put the you emulsify it, it just gets like thicker and thicker. But then there are some oils that make it go too fast. So you have to know what oils you're working with so it doesn't like get too hard too fast, so you're able to pour in the mold. So yeah, I found love in the cold process, and I'm still exploring with it. I have a little simple hexagon mold right now.
But I
No
love this,
color.
guys, because look, I'm gonna show like, but it has the initials of the business,
Yes,
EH, and I thought that was so cool. And I actually saw a video when she was doing some of this, and I was like, ooh, because I'm the kind of person that I want to do everything.
That's true.
I want to explore and do everything, and then
Everything
I have to
looks
stop
so
myself.
fun.
I have to stop myself because I would be baking, I would be creating soaps, and then I would have all this equipment, and I'm like, where do I put it?
Right. Or what time do I do it with? What energy?
Yeah, and then I get realistic and say, okay, I'll go support somebody and go
That
buy
does
the
it.
soap.
Right. I feel you because I'm not a baker. So I
Yeah.
support all the bakers because
Yeah.
I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah, shout out. Oh my God, my friends know how I try hacks baking, but it's not the same. And sometimes it's like they go in the trash because it's like, oh my God, what did I do? I missed a step. I missed a step.
Because this is not it.
Just happened the other day. I'm like, oh, I was hoping, but I missed like 2 steps actually.
It's like, this is why I don't bake. That's it.
And I realized it after it was in the oven. So I was like, okay, this is
Too
a done
late.
deal.
That's it. You're committed.
The house smelled great though.
That's awesome. There's a perk.
Yeah. So you started with the mist, you did the soap, and then I know you have teas.
I do have teas.
And I've seen how you like actually you brand some of your teas like depending on like what kind of batch it was or where you got it. And I thought that was cool.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, that was good because you can go anywhere and buy tea, but you're not gonna know what you're getting at all. I mean, I go to lots of like markets and whatnot, and I could like load up on things, but it's not gonna be intentional. It's not gonna have like stuff like that, like, hey, this is a small batch and this was created here. And I think that that's like so cool because it just provides, I don't know, this kind of educational process of what you're putting in your
To like
body.
slow down before you know, buy something,
Yeah.
just to have that thought process. Or for myself, just to like give it more purpose in a
Yeah.
sense, you know, more intentional. That's literally what my whole brand is intentional. Like each brand, each collection, each scent like came from a like a place in my journey that I needed that in that time, you know?
Yeah.
So like tranquility was my first baby, and that was where I needed some peace. So find your peace. I needed to calm down and just like find my peace throughout the chaos to continue on because I knew there was more for me. And after that, it was grace. You know, I needed to wake up and focus because I have to pour into my next step. Like I found the light, but now what am I doing next? You know, so like get
Right.
that energy and focus.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where tranquility and grace came from. And then harmony is has patchouli in it, so it's like very earthy. So that was like more grounding. So like
Okay.
I had to find my harmony, you know,
Yeah.
and just calm down, find my balance. So now I have the peace and I have the focus, but now I have to find the balance.
Yeah.
So that's like tranquility, grace, and harmony. That's how they came about.
Yeah. I think that's lovely. Again, because you're pouring that into what you're making. You know, so it's not just like this is it. There's a reason why it's named that.
Yes.
Because that's the balance I had to get to, right, to create that product.
Yes, and to get to where I am, and like I always say, life is a journey, and we just have to go day by day, figuring it out, and just chasing that joy or whatever that is. And if you don't need like fast life, you know, just a slow, intentional life. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I'm with you there. So with the breath work, what exactly do you because I saw like today you posted some things.
Yes.
So you have like, by the way, I love that. You loved your post. I'm like I copy.
Yes, I
you
saw
know?
that. Thank you.
And I was like, oh my God, I love this. I want to be there right now.
Oh, thank you.
So I don't know, is that an actual space?
That's an actual space.
Yeah.
My office is in Allentown. So like I said, I'm in transitional space between everything. But I wanted to prioritize getting my office completely done. So me and my husband went there this morning to like change out the desk because I didn't like the old desk. It wasn't filling the vibe.
Okay.
So I gave it back to the people that host the space, and I brought my personal desk in, and I rearranged everything, and I created it. And again, that's something that I've been planning and visualizing and buying stuff for months. So seeing it all come together today was like, I'm like
It's
so
exciting
happy
to
right
see.
now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have like my first one-on-one session in there, like in the full completed space. Because I had like one-on-one sessions before I made it.
Yeah.
But now it's different, you know, like now it has like the full essence of what I'm trying to create for somebody to like open the door and just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. We're gonna come in. It's like time for like to just pause. We're gonna pause. And I want them to feel that pause. And yeah, so I have the office in Allentown, which is my personal office. But then if there's like anybody in Easton or in Bethlehem that wants to travel to Easton, I do have a space with the Cozy Corner counseling. So you're able to book me through them and their website. Yep.
Oh, that's dope.
Yes. So
That's
I'm working
dope.
with
I actually
them.
saw that and
Shout
I
out to
shared
Tiffany.
something. Yeah, shout out to Cozy Corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're doing great things.
They are.
Yeah, they're very great little practice. They're growing and they have amazing events. They're actually having an event, I want to say in June. So if you're not familiar, go to their page and just check it out. It's really fun.
Yeah, isn't that about oh gosh, I read about that. Their event. It's about like is that the one that you're meeting other people?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like you know, like yeah, I don't know. I forgot what they
So
called
I don't
it.
know if they're doing the same type, but they did one in February, and it was like I went, and it was that's how I like fell in love with everything they stand
Okay,
for,
cool.
because it was different, you know.
Yeah.
We went and nobody like there was therapists and then there was the regular people.
Yeah.
So once we mingled a little bit, and then she'll start a timer. So we'll go to a table and we'll sit down with a therapist, and in the table there'll be a like a color and a prompt card. So it'll be a question, and it'll be like two different ones depending how deep you want to go. So then that's the first time the therapist is also seeing it, so nobody knows what's going on. And then they'll time it, and then you have to go and ask each other that question. So it led to like very deep
I
conversations.
love it.
Yeah, it was like speed dating style. So like
Yes.
she'll like time it, and then we'll switch, and then we'll go to another therapist, and then go to another therapist, and it was just so cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So I kind of read it, and I'm kind of focused on like I'm leaving in a couple of days to a trip, but when I come back, I'm like I might be like popping up for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I would have to ask, like, is there a way I can also document it?
Maybe. Probably.
But
everybody needs help with social media.
but I think right. Well, that's the thing. It's so important to like when you do something and share it with people, and you collaborate and they accept, and other people are saying, hey, this person's highlighting me. This person had an experience.
Right, and that's different perspective too.
Yes.
Like the content that I'll create, or like my social media manager will create for my brand, is totally different than the content you're going to create from your perspective and your experience. So like now we're touching different people and different elements, and I feel like I do not go against that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to help
so
me?
happy for you.
Thank
This is
you.
like fabulous. So I want to go to your spot and see your
Yes.
place. I want to like, get dressed up like a chemist and see what you're doing.
Okay, we could do that.
I think it'll be fun. It'll be an experience for me. I love having experiences, you know. I think life is like about that, like experiencing everything. Like I can understand children and how they're always like,
because they're so curious.
Yes, their curiosity, and I am like a child sometimes. So I'm in that way.
Yeah, we
that
have
I'm
to
so
tap
curious
into our
about
inner
everything.
child.
Yes, tap into many things, So I'm excited for you. That's in the collaboration then with the Cozy Corner.
Yes.
Yo, that's deep.
It is. It's because I felt like it was so aligned. Because from the beginning of time, I even had a mental health blog at one point, but I just didn't have the capacity to keep it up. So that's why sometimes I'll do like little blog posts on my website now. But I did have a full mental health blog post, and I always wanted my line, my products to like benefit or to talk to that community, because coming from my background, it was taboo to like talk about therapy, or to say that you needed help, or to say that you had anxiety, or to say that you're depressed, or to say that you had some unwanted thoughts, and it's like having those conversations, or creating a space where those conversations are open, or you can guide them into the place where they can openly talk to those, because like we said earlier, we are not professionals.
Right.
And I never claimed to be. Like even with breath work, like that's why I wanted to collaborate with a practice, because through breath work, when you're breathing, it can reignite like past trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm trauma aware, so like I'll be able to like meet you and like make sure that you don't go to a certain point. However, I wanted to go the extra mile and be like, hey, I can guide you into this direction where this practice, and they have these multiple therapists, maybe they can help you in this, degree. Or like if they say that they have some pain, then I want to have like a resource with like chiropractors and like massage therapists and stuff like that, where I can guide them to, because my breath work is not gonna heal everything in their life,
Right.
but it's gonna bring them awareness to say, oh wait, I'm not done with that yet, so like I need extra support there.
Yeah. I I mean, you like, you're touching upon all the points that I feel like are so important in life. There was not, I also thought that, including in like just family and friends, and to this day, that people don't talk about being in therapy sometimes, because they feel that it's taboo, like you said. And it's not. And I one of the things that I'm being blessed with right now is like I've had some of these therapists start to follow me, and oh my gosh, shout out to Cozy Corner. I have to actually do a video and give shout out to all these therapists that are following me, because that's a dream of mine. Because honestly, I would love to be able to have a session, like an episode, just talking to different therapists, but addressing like one one thing at a
One
time.
topic, yeah.
Like, for example, setting boundaries, how
Mm.
important setting boundaries is, like,
Yes, that's
just
like
overall.
foundation.
Yes, over.
Yes.
And sometimes, we talk about them and we say, oh, yeah, I have boundaries, but we don't really tap into them, and we don't really could say live through them. Like, we say, oh yeah, I don't let nobody disrespect me, and yet you do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yet you do. And it's not just about having the boundaries, but also, what are you going to do when somebody
It does,
disrespects you?
right.
How are you
When
going to
that is
handle that?
overstepped.
Right, in a
Mhm.
way that you're not going to be disturbed, in a way that nobody's
Correct.
disturbing your peace.
Where you can firmly, like reinforce that boundary,
Yeah.
but not, like you said, lose your peace.
Yeah.
Where like you're not having a meltdown
Yeah.
or a crash out. You know what I mean? Where it's
Right.
like, no, I can check you
Yeah.
respectfully, like really
Yeah.
respectfully.
Yeah.
But
I don't go there.
we're not going there. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very, and it comes with practice. Because boundaries, I've been definitely playing with that. My whole life I've been a people pleaser, and
Guilty.
yeah,
Guilty.
so
Guilty.
I've been like, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Yes, yes, yes. And then I'm in the corner in the shower crying.
You don't put yourself first. You put everybody else.
Exactly. So now I'm like, hold on, let me check my calendar. Let me check in with myself energetically and see if I'm able or have the capacity to do that for you.
And you don't have to respond to people
And
right away.
Right away, no.
You can think about what you're going to do, because sometimes, you're also like, you have life. Life is happening. You're lifing. And so, yeah, you have to look back and say, you know what? Wait a minute. I'll let you know, in a couple of days what I can,
And if you don't need it by then, I'm sorry, but
right.
I'm not ready for that moment.
You can't give what you don't have.
Exactly.
So
boundaries is definitely very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to be tapping into, like, it's just, I haven't gotten to that point yet, into some of these therapists, to see if they want to step into the lounge.
Yeah.
And address, different things. Trauma. I mean, there's so many different kinds of trauma, which we don't even realize.
No.
We don't even realize. Being a people pleaser is a trauma,
Yeah, because I'm like, I want to say yes. I want to say yes. I'm sorry, but like,
you go into that survival mode. Oh, I want to please them. Oh, I want them to like me.
I don't have to say yes. Like, I'm not the only person in this world that can do that.
Correct.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
If I don't do it, they're gonna find a way to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Being okay with that. It's a learning curve for me, at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love that your products are very intentional, and they are tapping into or collaborating with therapists that can also address, the things that you're building your product about.
Yes.
So I think that's smart, and I think that's very intentional.
Thank you. Yes, because like, again, Earthshine Holistics is a wellness brand where like I wanted to create intentional practice. So like a ritual, creating your own ritual. So like you'll spray your spray, you'll set an intention. So every time you spray that spray, you're reminded of that intention. So like when you use a soap in the shower, taking a moment and just calming down, or like breathing in those essential oils and just taking that moment of pause in the shower, because nobody else is there. It's just you and the water, and just the water effect, and just hearing it, feeling it, like just calming down and creating a whole experience in the shower.
Yeah.
As well as now the body polish, like that's an extra level. Now you're like adding touch into it, because it's all about the senses, like smelling, feeling, it's all those things. So like the polish, and you're loving yourself, creating that level and removing anything that doesn't belong anymore. So like washing away the day, washing away the stress, washing away any anxiety, having that extra intentional, making it a ritual, rather than I'm just gonna lather this product on and I'm just gonna wash it off.
Yeah, let me take a 2-minute shower.
Yeah,
and,
no, like I wanted to be that extra intention where you're like literally just visualizing everything being washed and scrubbed away. When you step out that shower, now you're stepping into a cleansier, like
that's beautiful, Ty.
like you're just more calm and more connected with yourself, like you just release. So now you can go into your next part of your day.
Yeah. I learned that many, many, many years ago. But here's the thing. I learned it, but then I didn't practice it.
Okay.
But I used to at one point where, yes, I had this intention when the water was hitting me, it was also cleansing,
Yes.
cleansing my soul, taking away whatever like
And you watch it down the
stressors.
drain.
Yes, all of that, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just like, yes,
It's
you just
very
reminded me of
powerful.
that.
I love that, but it's
So
very
it
powerful. And it's
is.
like, it's those little things that shift your brain and rewire your brain into like just energy shift, like again, we get consumed, especially with like electronics and
Hmm.
social media. We're constantly seeing a whole bunch of
Oof,
things and
yeah.
overstimulated. So like when you're in the shower and you're able to like calm down, maybe do a little breathing and listening to the water and just washing it all away. Now you're ready to go into your next phase of your day and a little more calm, and just I
And
feel
it's
like
not,
it's so important.
yeah, it's not just about like, we talk about this self-care, right? And
Mm-hmm.
just, balance in our lives. But I happen to know people who have children with autism who benefit from these type of showers and the lavender mist and calming them,
Because it works. There's power
Yes.
in the plants.
Yes.
So it's like, it's not going to fix everybody, but it's going to help us cope through things a little
Yes.
better, and just bring things down. So, like a bath and creating some sensory play, maybe adding the scrub or making a little fuzz ball, in there, like
There
it
you
just
go,
makes
girl.
it.
You better add that to your products.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to look into that. The ingredients. I don't know. I'll get back to that. But yeah, and then so like with the tea, now that's another one. That's another sensory. Now you're drinking. So you're creating the intention. You're making your tea with your intention, and you're drinking that intention. So now you're setting in as well
To
as
cleanse you as well,
exactly,
yeah.
and then as well as to work with those herbs, the power of those herbs, whatever blend you're going to be
Yeah.
using, and welcoming those herbs to work with you. And I feel like it's just a whole process.
Yeah. Well, it is. It is. I love it. What you mentioned about when you're gonna go to the cozy corner and they're doing this event about cards. So I actually have some cards here, and they're kind of like child play type of cards.
Okay.
But what we do is I'm gonna like shuffle some, and
Okay.
I'm gonna like maybe ask you to pick one,
Okay.
and see what what kind of answer you would get. And that's okay. You can pick another one if you don't like it.
Okay. Okay. I love
So
that. All right.
what does it say?
All right. So first of all, they're so cute. All right. Do you want a dog or a cat? Why? I currently have 2 dogs.
All right.
Yes.
I'm a dog lover, but I can't have I can't have pets here.
No.
So that was a big change for me.
Yes, dogs are great. But cats are great too. And I wish I was a cat lover. But like I feel like they're just more to themselves. They're very independent. But my dogs are just very interesting spiritual beings.
Yes, yes. When I had my dog, she was like my child. Honestly, she was. I loved her. And I grieved her, when she passed. And cats for me, I visited friends that have cats, and they come and like kind of like check out who you are, and then they go. But I'm actually allergic.
Are
like
you?
highly allergic. But it's funny because when I have been in those situations, maybe it was because I did take allergy medication
To like
but
prep.
yeah, it wasn't like I didn't have a reaction or anything like that. Not even, because they say like, even their hair,
In the
you
air.
walk into somebody's home and it's like everywhere,
Yeah.
But
That's why I wouldn't have a cat.
yeah.
Because of that. But
Yeah.
I love them. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. But I love dogs. I do love dogs.
Yeah.
But,
And they're very protective.
yeah. I'm going to take one.
Okay, let's
I'll
see
just-
what you got.
I'll just take the top one. Let's see. Oh my God. Which skill you would like to learn? Oh, how to make soap.
We could do that. We could
How to
arrange
How
that.
to make soap. I just want to like go through the whole experience and be like, oh, okay, and then say, okay, no, I don't want this. Is too much work for me, so I'm not gonna do it. But it was cool to have the experience.
Well, I've been thinking of having like a soap making workshop.
Oh
So
my gosh, there you
maybe that's in the
go.
future,
There you go. That'd be great.
That would
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah, and then everybody gets to take their bar home soap so they can cure it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it'll be a cool experience for
Yeah.
sure. We'll see how we do that, make it
Yeah.
happen. But I could definitely invite you over.
Yeah,
so you
that's
can be
cool.
in the little studio.
That's cool. I would love that. I would love that. Yeah. And then I also want to I want to give a shout out to your mom. I don't know your mom. I don't know. I've never really met her, but you did a video which you did voiceover and it was in Spanish
Mm-hmm.
and it just went virally crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
it was so beautiful the fact, that you shared, you know, how your mother has embraced something that she, maybe wasn't too fond of.
Yeah, so that's actually wasn't my mother. No,
Oh,
so that was Julissa,
okay.
her mother, Neri.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So she has her own page, and her mother came to my event because her mother's best friend with my mom.
Okay.
So my mom invited her
Besties.
over. Yes, they're besties. So my mom invited her over, and her daughter Julissa has gone into her spiritual journey, very deep
Okay.
into her spiritual journey. She's doing great things on social media and empowering people when it comes to spirituality. But she's always wanted her mom to go into that journey, or at least to like meditate and
Yeah.
like calm down.
Right.
And she was, when she found out that her mom came to my event at Maracas, she was like overjoyed because seeing her mom just sitting there through my breathwork session was
Mm-hmm.
like something she always wanted to do. But like she mentioned in the video, it's we can't force people to do
Right.
things,
Correct.
we can't force people to go into their healing or guide them through their healing because everybody's journey is different
It
and we
is.
don't know where their mind is, where their heart is. But all we can do is just plant little seeds and like water it and see where it grows, and if it doesn't
Yes.
go anywhere, we still love and accept them and
Exactly. Yes.
continue on.
Right.
But like when you have that moment and you see them shift and you see the impact of that shift does to them, it's just like wow,
Yeah.
especially coming from a mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
I got so happy because
That was beautiful.
it's
They touched me.
beautiful.
Yeah. When I saw
Yeah.
the video, it touched me. I was like, oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
like,
When she put that video together, I was so emotional. I was
yeah.
crying because like that's what this work is about, making just helping one person get a tool that they can implement on their own terms.
Yes.
And that will have a ripple effect because now they're able to go into their relationships and their family
Yeah.
at a different mental state, emotional state,
Yeah.
energetic state, and it's like that's all we can do. I
Yeah.
just want to like sprinkle a little bit into
And
everybody.
right, that's all you could do because
A little bit of love and intention.
right. And for some people, it takes longer, and that's okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. We can't all like meet at the same time in the same place. Like that
No.
would be, like I feel like non-intentional.
Yeah, it won't be as I don't know. It won't be okay.
Yeah.
Like it just.
It would be like almost like thank goodness everybody's different,
Mm-hmm.
because if we were
It'll be
all
too
the same,
bland,
imagine.
boring.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
like the development homes and everybody has the same house. No pun, but it's like there's no style, there's no creativity, there's
Yeah.
no color, there's no personality. Like
Yes. Yes.
those things are important. We all have different stories, and like at From Lino, I meet so many people there, and so many interesting conversations come about just over a pastry. And it's like creating those spaces and empowering those places to live in a community helps those people connect. You know how many people go in there and they don't know nobody and they leave with like 3 new people that they met.
Yeah.
They change social media and they'll meet there again and they'll
Yeah.
bring other people. And it's like, that's what life is about. It's just having positive interactions and impactful interactions, even if they're small or just about something that you care about,
Yeah.
that you're passionate about. Like I nerd out about herbs and essential oils and soap and mist. You can nerd out about technology and a whole bunch of other stuff because there's so much technology in here,
Yeah.
and it's like I could barely do my little Rode mic.
But I've seen you in action. You're good. You're good.
Thank you.
And I want to give a shout out to From Lino because From Lino is a panaderia, bakery that's a local, business that they specialize in sourdough. That's sourdough everything is what they do. I've done videos on my social media, and you work there as
Yes.
well. And this is somehow how we ended up connecting. I had seen Ty, because sometimes I nerd out and I go all over social media and people pop up and I'm like, oh, I like this. Oh, I like what they do. I like how intentional they are. I'm feeling their vibe. And then I'm going to this panaderia to order something, and all of a sudden I'm like, hold up, where do I know this person from? And I'm ordering, I'm like, where do I know this person? I feel like I know her somewhere. And I'm there like taking pictures and taking videos, and all of a sudden, there's a display of who she is and her business, because they also have like a little colmado where Lino like collaborates with other small businesses to sell their products there as well. And so I'm like, hold up, this is insane. And one of the things I said to her was, I've been stalking you on social media. And I'm like, but sometimes, you get put in a place for a reason. And I'm like, I was meant to be here at that moment,
at that day. That's crazy. And it's also like you were put there for a reason, because it's literally being at From Lino is a blessing, because it's such a open space, and like you're surrounded by so many intentional people that are doing amazing things in this community. Like I could have a list right now of the people that I've met that like are doing great things, and Melanie is top one right now. She's doing so many things, just creating that space. It takes so much to have that space open, and to have that. She's been in the industry for 12 plus years, you know?
Wow. Okay.
So it's not something that she just woke up one day and felt like doing, she grew to be there. And just like I'll just have random conversations with some regulars, or even like people, just random people that don't know me or follow me. They'll pick my bottle up and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Like, this is amazing. Or like, I use this every night and I'm glad this is here. I could refill in it, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing something that is actually loved and received. So like it fuels me, because entrepreneurship sometimes is a little lonely, because the vision is in your mind and nobody can see the vision but you.
Right.
So it's like when somebody says those things to me and says like, I love this product, or you're doing a great job, or I love your social media, or I love your website, or I just love your brand and what you stand for. Like there was a regular and she said, I love your products because of the quality of your ingredients. Like I read it and I followed your website and I read everything, and it's like you really stand where you are behind. You can stand behind your products, and a lot of people can't do that.
That's cool.
Because they'll say that they're holistic or that they're natural, but then they'll have a list of additives,
ingredients
that you don't need for that product, So it's like I
Right.
try to stray away from that, and having somebody just affirm that to me, a random stranger, it's like, okay, so I could keep going, like, because sometimes it's like, why am I doing this for, like, because
Well, like you said, when you're creating, you're alone too. So it's like it's having those moments that validate, like, hey, I'm doing the right thing. Hey, people are actually like being joined, being helped, intentionally with my products.
Yeah, and then it's like I am being seen, and it's like it's just so, I don't know, that goes back to self-fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like it just really fuels me up to like see somebody like bright up over my products. There's actually, I went to the PA menopause conference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like their second annual conference this year. I was there with the mom market, and a lady comes in and she's like, huh. She's like, do you make a harmony mist? Because I didn't have it at the table. And she's like, I was like, yeah, I do. She's like, oh, yes, I love my harmony mist. She's like, I bought it every year from the expo that you're on. I was like, I was going to buy some there this year. I was like, well, I'm actually not going to be there this year. I'm going to be at the mom market. And guess who showed up at the mom market? She did.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And guess who brought another person with her? She did.
Yeah.
And guess who bought my first body polish? She did.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's like, like you followed me for like 3 years using my same product for 3 years. So it's like, I know I'm doing something right. And I'm glad that, you spend your dollars on me because you're supporting my dream. And I'm just so grateful for that.
Yeah, and shout out to the people that do support.
Yes, because
shout
it
out
means,
to everybody.
Yeah,
yes.
It means a lot to us, man. It's hard out here.
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to, because we mentioned it, Maracas.
Yes, Maracas. They're doing a great job in Easton. Their food is delicious. I'm not going to say it's biased because my mother is the chef, but, you know, it's amazing. She has hands for this. She's known as the cook. She'll cook for all our family all the time. Even when we go on vacation.
Mom at some point.
You have to. She's great.
I've gone there and I met your cousin, but I did a couple of videos of Maracas, and it's just like, I love the artwork they have. I love the feel, you know, the intentional behind all of that. And it's a Dominican restaurant, and the food is just fabulous, fantastic. You know, gosh, I want to eat there now.
Seriously, it's so good. My aunt is the owner, and she wanted it to feel like you're in a restaurant in DR. So the moment that you step in there, you're greeted with the bright, vibrant, tropical Caribbean colors.
Yes.
You know, you have the maraquitas, you have the rocking chairs, you have the coffee. It's just so beautiful. Colors. We have murals in there. A lot of them came from Hector. I don't know if you follow him.
No. I don't think I do.
Art by Castro.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done amazing artist.
I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, he's done majority of the murals in there. And then Rubia Santana, she does a lot of them in there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can send those to you. But
yes, for sure. Yeah, we have to support each other.
Yeah, they're both
it's beautiful
Latino
artwork.
artists,
I love it.
and they're beautiful.
Yeah. I love art. I've loved art all my life. I mean, and I keep telling people, like, cameras have not. I got my first camera at the age of 8. My mom gave it to me. Because my mom loved photography, and I remember that moment that I got the camera, and she was like, "Yep, this is so you can, like, you know, take pictures of everything you see." And I'm thankful for that. You know, thankful for that love of cameras, and I've, you know, spent a lot of money throughout my life in cameras. But now I try to be as basic as I can, because you don't have to sometimes spend all that money in these expensive cameras. You know, that's a choice. You know. Yeah. But I love all the artwork. So when I go in there, it's just like, I'm always taking pictures. That, you know, guys, and it's not only that, they have like this area, right, where it's the sitting area where, you know, you dine in there. But then there's this hallway where you go, and there's neon lights, and these lights are of quotes that are used in the Dominican Republic, which I think is great. I use a quote all the time. I know it's Dominican, and that's why I use it. Que lo que.
Yeah, another one is oficiality. Oficial is just like, you're like so passionate of someone, you know, and some words aren't easily translated in English.
Right. It's not. You know, it's not like, you can't like, it's not a perfect translation.
Right. So it's like, I'm passionate about you. Like, I'm so in love with you, kind of. Like, oficiality. That one's a cute one.
But that whole way leads into like this intentional patio that you have with hammocks and just full of colors. Just full of colors. So
they even have domino tables out there.
Oh, yeah.
You go play some dominoes.
Yeah, that's my thing. Well, I mean, I'm not good at it, but
me either. But when I watch people, I'm like, I just hype them up, because it's just an experience. I love it.
I grew up with that. My grandfather, like, that was a thing daily in his house. That was
my dad.
Thing. Everybody who stopped by, like,
my dad does
time
not
to dominoes. Yeah,
my dad does not play with dominoes. One time I was playing with him, so it was us against my cousins, and he was really upset because I played against him. I had no idea. But he's like, you should have heard the way I slammed the domino. Yeah. That was a signal for you. I was like, I'm really good with intuition, but not when it comes to the dominoes.
Yeah. Well, and the numbers came,
and because they keep count.
Yes,
it's too much for me.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah, it isn't, but they're very good at it. But it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to watch. Yeah. I'll watch, and I'll play like with the kids. But not with the grown-ups. No,
that's good. Yeah, I'll teach the kids.
Yes, that's it.
Well, Ty, it's been just a pleasure to have you here. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to just to be able to come on the Attitude Lounge and say your piece.
Yes, I'm so grateful to be here. It was great.
Thank you. So, keep dreaming, guys, and keep watching. And you hear a bell in the background, but that's one of the things that you have to deal with because I had a clock and the clock it's up now, the timer. And so, but just remember, live a life well lived through the magic of doing what you love. Until next time.
Keep shining.
Yes.
This is Attitude. We're signing off now. Peace and love to my whole podcast crowd. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, it's about having conversations. It's about just, saying who you are and letting people know. Sometimes that's hard, we always talk about, it's hard to talk about yourself.
Yes.
It's just
for
like,
sure.
well, for some people it may not be,
For
but
me. It was true for me.
Yeah.